Don't you worry, the clip's about to begin, but don't forget to subscribe. Or else, don't make me turn this website around.
Let's hit up TJ in Indiana. TJ, what's up?
Hello. My question is, do you think religion is a necessarily bad thing? Like, I was brought up in religion, and I consider myself an atheist because of what religion has made me thought about myself. Like, I truly believed from a young age I would go to hell, which is unfortunate. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Yeah, a little bit muffled.
Okay, sorry. It's raining, so I don't know. Do you think religion is a necessarily bad thing, or do you think it could be good for some people?
I'll let you go first, Katie, because I think I've hogged going first the whole show.
Okay, I think that theoretically there could be religions which aren't necessarily harmful. Religion could just be practicing some tradition which, is similar to meditation or, some kind of traditional cultural thing that people pass down which makes people feel good.
I'm going to keep fighting with Katie tonight because that's not religion. Religion has specifically has to do with worship and superhuman power, like existences. So you can't just say your religion is practicing a tradition. You need the other elements of what makes it a religion.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, if we're saying that religion is requiring belief in some kind of magic, then
and worship.
Yeah, and if it requires belief in magic and in worship, then I think having those thought patterns at the very best situation, even if it's not actively causing direct harm on you or other people, it's still teaching you ways of thinking and believing and understanding things that you can't demonstrate to be true. And in that case, even at its best, that is still a bad thing. So even if it is bringing some other good things to your life, then yeah.
So someone put in the chat, religion isn't theism. However, it is widely tied, and it's hard to find a way that you don't have it. A religion is specifically a system of worship and belief surrounding a superhuman entity. I might be telling you the word for word definition, but you're welcome to look up the definition yourself. It's going to be something similar to that. I do think there are people whose, if you go with their net negatives in their lives and the amount of positive stuff they get out of religion, you could call it a net positive. However, I would put it most simply, there is no positive a religion presents a person that they cannot receive without it. The positives that come from religion are things like hope, like community. It might just be those two things. No, I'm kidding. But those are the main things they're selling, is hope and community, and those aren't exclusive to religion. And because religion can be so negative, and I think that whether something is true or not, and so far no religion has even been able to propose a mechanism, despite the last caller's assertions, of presenting how they are true or why they are true, by an actual objective means that doesn't appeal to feelings and the limitations of human inference. I don't think religion is a necessity in the world to have the positives it could bring. Now, as far as the state we are in right now, lots of people are religious. And if you just took the religion away all at once, you would do a lot of harm and a lot of evil. So I think the way that you get rid of religion isn't by force. It's by beating ideas with better ideas, teaching people how to be skeptical and the like.
So the reason that I came in with the answer that I did to start with is that I have met people who claimed to be, at least, religious and an atheist at the same time. And for them, their religion was like cultural tradition. And if the general definition of religion means that that's a ridiculous claim, then fair enough. But I guess I was trying to do the wider
appeal to everybody.
Some people, because if you say, actually I don't believe in magic and I don't believe in worship, but I consider myself religious, then okay, I'll take your definition, and in that case it's not inherently harmful, but it could still be harmful. But I totally agree with the assertion that there's nothing that religion brings that can't be brought by something else. I think that's definitely true.
An example, I guess, of an atheist. Real quick, TJ. An example of what could be like an atheist religion would be like the worship of nature, but also believing there is an external energy and power and superhuman thing to nature. So you could literally worship this unifying thing that you believe exists in a spirit realm outside of physical reality, and that it connects all nature together. And you are believing in a supernatural thing, but you aren't technically believing in a specific God. Yeah. Which is
any supernatural belief is a negative on your teaching yourself how to believe the most true things possible, so that it's always going to have that burden, but then you could argue that maybe there was a net positive in some cases, but that's very hard because you're distilling some multi-dimensional thing down to just trying to work out what the positives and the negatives are. And then when you also consider the point that Jimmy made, that anything that any of the positives that religion brings can also be brought by something else. It doesn't make sense to stick to your religion, which has loads of positives and this one negative, when you can have all the positives without that negative.
Yeah, and there are people pointing out things like Buddhism. So Buddhism, if it lacks worship, then in its traditional definitional form, it's not a religion. However, we do protect things that aren't religion as religious classes, and we apply the idea that things are religion when we're talking about equality. So, for example, in the United States, a religious class is atheism. We're not a religion at all, and it's weird to say, but as far as distributing rights go and equality, this is why those things happen. So there are many Buddhists who say, no, it's not my religion, it's my philosophy. But then there is forms of Buddhism and Hinduism and others that do include worship. When we're talking about, I'm not just quote unquote anti-religion or wanting to talk people out of the religion. I do think faith exists in a great manner of ways, and we'll probably in summary call certain things religions, especially even if they don't explicitly say they're worshiping, if you're doing rituals that resemble rituals of worship, which happens a lot with crystals, the way people charge their crystals. This is very much similar, if not outright, a worship ceremony, or when it comes to astrology and things of the like. So yes. Or no. I don't know whether yes or no is the right way to do that one.
I had a second question, if there's enough time. Could I ask it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Do you think religion breeds hate? Like, from its core, do you think religion breeds hate, like Christianity, Catholics, Judaism, which is what my family was mainly a part of, those sort of things?
So I think hateful religions breed hate. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think that of the major religions, certainly in the West, yes. But again, it's a similar with the definition argument we just had, and bringing up the exceptions we had. There could be religions which don't specifically breed hate in the way that we think of when we say religion breeds hate. Like when you say religion breeds hate, you think of things like Christianity and Islam, like hating on women and hating on LGBT people, and that very explicitly breeds hate very directly. Whereas, there might be some kind of religious worship like crystals, which doesn't necessarily directly breed hate, but it could lead to intolerance if you've got this kind of pattern of believing things without them being demonstrably true, then that way of thinking might contribute to you being more likely to believe wrong things about groups of people.
I think hate comes sometimes in the form of undeserved superiority complexes. Like, if you race somebody and you run faster than the other person, you can at least go like, I run faster to you. And while you wouldn't phrase it in this way, I have a superior running skill to that person. You sound like a dick if you say it that way, but either way, that's that. But there is so much with religion and these faith-based claims, this concept of, I know the secret, and the methods by which I got there have made me so special, and I'm right, and I'm correct. Even within Christianity, every individual Christian thinks they have a better understanding of Christ and Christianity than any other Christian. I guess not everyone. Sometimes you have the people that just let it be issued to them all of the time. But religion almost universally breeds some type of superiority complex. The concept of, by pure who you are and who you were born as, no one has ever known the secrets of the universe quite as much as you do. And so will I directly call that hate? No. Will I call it a form of hate, or kind of like hate light? Sure. But what's more important here is that it is so common that it is bred. And when it comes to superiority complexes, that is all you need to be a bigot. That's the core of bigotry.
I definitely agree that elitism breeds hate. Like when you say breeds hate, I mean, it's like conductive, and it doesn't necessarily mean everyone who is that thing will end up hating people, but it definitely like encourages that kind of thing. And I think that, elitism is definitely do that. As like someone who used to be a massive elitist for loads of things, I think that is definitely true.
But I also was the same, and I did the right thing. And now at 30, I have zero self-esteem. So we're good. TJ, anything else before we let you go? We do have only a little bit of time left in the show.
No.
We want to get through a couple more calls.
Thank you. This was very informative.
Thank you.
I'm bad.
Nice to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night, you two.
Bye, TJ. Bye. By the way, I didn't mean to seem combative if I came off that way when I said that. I just have a way of talking, and I'm always kind of a douche. Also, you killed me in Among Us, so fuck you. How
it's all right. You couldn't take me on anyway, mate, so no problem.
Everyone recognizes that they have to kill me first, because if they don't, they're gonna lose. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm too good. Too quick.
Yeah, definitely. Too good.
Too much logic and reason. I have an Among Us superiority complex, and it's my religion. Keith in Florida.
It's definitely irrational, I can tell you that.
I have faith, though.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip for The Line. While you're here, hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and then share this with that bitter uncle of yours who loves talking about the good old days.